Hello everyone, it's Luis Fernandez with the LRF Group with Berkshire Hathaway with EWM. I want to give you a economic update on mortgage rates for the past quarter actually, and I think you'll find it interesting. The mortgage rates rose 18 basis points to stand at 6.72% in the week ending October 31st. That's a 64 basis point increase from 6.08% 5 weeks ago, which was the lowest weekly rate in over 2 years. The rate averaged at 6.43% in October, up from September's 6.18% average, which was the lowest monthly average in 2 years. Over the last 52 weeks, the rate averaged at 6.77%, and it reached its highest level in early November at 7.50%. The rate quoted is the average of the 30-year fixed rate conforming mortgage submitted to Freddie Mac. So basically, the rates are still, for the average buyer, considered high. Traditionally, these rates are still very low in the scope of things. But I think for buyers to really be motivated, the rates need to be closer to the low 6%. And when they were for a couple of weeks, we were seeing quite more of activity and more transactions being conducted. So that's why it's important as a buyer that you need to be following the rates very closely, especially because they are very volatile. They will move, up or down within a matter of days, and it can make a difference of affordability in terms of what you can purchase. Understand one thing as a buyer: each time the interest rates should happen to move up by 1%, a buyer loses the purchasing power by 10%. So it can be very effective in a detrimental way for your purchasing power when you're buying a home and for qualifying. Another important information here, also the GDP. The economy grew at a 2.8% annual rate during the third quarter, according to a preliminary GDP estimates. That's a step down from the 3% pace during the second quarter. The residential investment dropped at a 5.1% annual rate during the quarter and stands at 1.8% above its level in the third quarter of 2023. Which this is the reason, because even though we're getting good numbers here, close to 3% GDP growth last quarter, this is the reason the Fed is a little bit worried that the market is still hot, and so inflation is creeping back up again, and that's why the rates are not dropping, not staying down at least in the 6% level, because of fear that the economy is still running hot. It's a good thing, but then again, it's a bad thing because we still have high inflation overall. By the way, in regards to inflation, there is a report here, the PCE report, which is the PCE report is a personal consumption expenditure, and this is what they gauge in terms of where we are with the inflation, the core inflation part of it. And it says here, a year ago, changes in the core PCE deflator stayed at 2.7% for the third consecutive month in September. It's been under 3% for the past 6 months. It ran at or above 3% from April 2021 through January 2024. Over the 6 months ending in September, the core index rose at a 2.3% annual rate. The core gauge removes food and energy. Of course, if you should add the food and energy back into that index, it would be significantly much higher. So, and they used to actually add the food and energy to it, because you can't avoid that. But they have that separate now. So basically, here, this is where we are in terms of the interest rates with the core of inflation, which again, the Federal Reserve is trying to get this 2.7% closer down to the lower 2%. That's their target. Even though they dropped the basis points, the interest rates are still up because of the fear that the economy is still running hot. and the inflation can come back up again. So it's a little bit of an oxymoron. But that's where you have it. Listen, thank you so much for listening. I hope this information was helpful, and continue to listen and out for us, because we're watching out for you in the best interest of your property. Again, if you need thinking about moving down to Florida or moving anywhere across the country, we are licensed, and not only here in the state of Florida, but also in New York, and we have a relocation specialist team. We can assist you on your move and the sale, your purchase, anywhere in the country. So until next time, all the very best. Bye-bye.